Welcome back to the Milala podcast. Today we have the last episode of miniseries called What Did It Tell You About Ouija World?
As you could see on the last episodes, the Ouija board has been very popular through years. It is the perfect historical example of how media and social context create belief. It's the original viral phenomenon, long before going viral mean being on TikTok.
First, let's ask, do you think it's really possible to communicate with the as afterlife through Ouija board?
Pues yo pienso que sí, porque, no sé, siento que es como cuestión de energías y al saber cómo se le dice a eso, cómo canalizar esas energías, podemos llegar a comunicarnos con personas que no están como en este plano físico, pero siguen pues teniendo como esta energía.
Pues no podría decir que uno se puede comunicar con el más allá, o sea, no podría definir sí o no, pero yo creo que es posible como conectarse con otros espectros de la realidad que no somos, que nuestros sentidos no nos permiten contar. Entonces de pronto sí existen elementos que son parte de nuestra realidad que nos permiten conectarnos con esta realidad que no conocemos. Pues de pronto puede ser posible, no puedo negar más una cosa que no sé.
Pues sí, he visto casos, he escuchado casos, no lo he hecho, pero siento que sí, podría ser. Sí.
No sé, pues me gustaría pensar que sí, me gusta pensar que sí, pero no sé hasta qué punto sea algo real o hasta qué punto sea como tan factible que de verdad exista una forma de comunicarse con el más allá sin que esto tenga repercusiones extrañas en la vida de las personas. No sé, pues lo que digo, o sea, me parece una idea bastante chévere, pero realmente no creo que eso sea la forma.
Sí, yo creo que sí puede abrir portales al más allá.
Okay, remember that life expectancy was low. People were constantly losing loved ones, especially after the civil war. They were desperate for connection.
And what was the biggest source of trust, centralized information?
The newspaper.
Exactly. So in 1891, when the Ouija was patented, it was advertised heavily in those very same silently trust newspapers. Think about it. If the New York Times tells you, no, this is the Ouija, a wonderful talking board, you think it must be legitimate, it must be true. The press, the ultimate authority, gave it credibility.
Yeah, this is where our friends Foucault walks in. The newspaper was a technology of power and centralized structure shaping public's mind. So, it is not a ghost and it is not a demon. Um, what is actually moving the packet?
Okay, science has an answer, and it's even more interesting. I think it's even more interesting than like thinking about a ghost, or maybe not, I don't know. But it is the idiomator effect.
Say more about that.
Okay, so the idiomator effect is basically when your muscles move unconsciously in response to an idea or an expectation. Like you're not trying to move the planchette, but your subconscious mind, driven by the questions being asked and the collective expectation of the group, because it is playing a group, causes like tiny involuntary muscular movements. Now we're going to prove it.
Wait, how? Are we going to play the Ouija?
No.
Okay.
No, don't worry. We're going to take a necklace. Could be the one what you're wearing.
Okay, let me give you My necklace. Wait.
Okay, so while Luisa is taking off her necklace, I'm going to explain you a little bit of this activity. We're not to play any, I don't know, hound game, but it's about this thing that we do movements unconsciously when we're expecting to do something. So, for example, we take a necklace, or I don't know, a necklace, and we try to stay like without movement, and then we start to think like a movement that we want to do with the necklace. Oh my god, okay, again. So I don't know, I will think of circles, and then what the fuck.
Oh my god, yeah, it is going to.
I'm trying not to move. Oh, okay. Try it yourself. Like
Okay.
not to move and think about like circles, and this like proves, I don't know, the idea that we when we are expecting to do something, we tend to do involuntary movements with our body. Oh my god. Oh my god. If you see like, oh my god. It is cool.
It's so crazy because I thinking about it in a straight line, and it's just in a straight line. It's not in circles.
Oh my god. So that is the theory that explains this crazy thing about we have board.
Well, so the motor effects proves it always people subconsciously moving the
The planchet.
planchet, sorry, the planchet, but because the trusted media has normalized the spiritualism, society willingly policed its own beliefs.
Beliefs. Yeah, and that also happened to ourselves. We trust the we has perspectives showed by movies, by these kind of things that show us like a mysterious and with horror things because they were always based on real facts.
Yeah, if we compare your Thursday sources, the movies, your favorite influence, your feed, um, just like Victorians Trust and their local paper.
Yeah, so in that order, we are trusting social media and other things, such as they trust their newspaper. But psychologists who have studied this who have studied this found that participants using the Ouija board actually gave more correct answers to trivia questions than when they answered consciously.
Wow. So the board is actually acting in as a window to your own non-conscious knowledge. The thing your brain knows, but that you can consciously articulate. Instead of talking to a spirit, you're talking to your own deeper mind.
Yeah, that like I think that's like so cool because like for example thinking about these trivia questions, like how you think you're so like I didn't know that, but you know it is your subconscious mind. Also, where there is experiment where they blind the eyes of the people who were going to play the with the Ouija, and when they are not like watching, the planchette movements like are not conscious, and the words they don't have sense.
Yeah. It's really is the Ouija board is a perfect reflection of American culture, born out of grief, commercialized by capitalism, and demonetized by Hollywood.
Yeah, like it's a powerful testament to the power of suggestion and our mind and our own minds. But I don't think I will play it. Like I can set the idea of any goats or something like that, even if I know this thing.
Yeah, you're right. But tells us, um, would you play it, even if you know the explanation behind it?
Yeah, I think that that's important because oh, just thinking about that, like oh,
Yeah, it's so
it's
complicated. I
scary.
think,
I
yeah.
think I wouldn't play it.
Yeah, and I think it's complicated to change our mentality in this point.
Yeah, despite if we know
Yeah,
like this theory, I don't know. I think this thing of religion because it is also like you must think like okay, but with religion it contradicts. No, it reinforces religion
yeah,
because it is showing like oh my god, you see Pepito done that, and Pepito is dead but he didn't pass to the other side, so don't do that. Like it reinforces religion, but I think it's something like I have a lot of respect because of that, because it's related to religion.
exactly.
But well, that's all for this episode. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the things you didn't know about this wonderful talking board named the Ouija. We'll catch you next week here in the Mulala. Remember, I'm Lala.
And I'm Lulu, and see you later.
Bye.
No fue.
¿Lo harías?
No.
Listo, muchas gracias.
Listos.